Section 1.5, Order of Operations, Applications. A painter ordered 3 gallons of acrylic vinyl paint for $35 a gallon and 4 gallons of acrylic eggshell enamel for $39 a gallon. Write out a mathematical statement giving the total cost of the paint. Calculate the cost. Okay, so we're going to multiply the number of gallons of paint to the cost per gallons of paint. We're going to multiply the number of gallons of paint by the cost per gallon of paint, right? So for instance, we're going to say 3 times 35, right? And then over here, we're going to have something like 4 times 39. And then once you figure out what those things are, you would simply add those together, and that would give you the total amount for the paint, right? So 3 times 35 is 105, and 4 times 39 is 156. And then you would say 105 plus 156, which would be 261. Yeah. Okay, and I think we answered everything. So we wrote the original equation. So we wrote the mathematical statement for the total cost of the paint, and then we calculated the cost, so that should be it for that one. Okay. And hopefully that makes sense. You're probably not used to writing it out, but you are probably used to doing that. You know, if you go over your grocery bill, that's the way you would do it, right? You know, 3 apples plus 6 pears. 3 apples times the cost per apple plus 6 pears times the cost per pear, right? It's just the way that works if you were going to the store and buying things. Okay, so an electrician purchases 12 dimmer switches at $25 each and receives a $9 credit for each of the two duplex reciprocals she returned. Okay. Write out a mathematical statement that gives the amount of money she spent, then calculate the total. Okay, so we know that we have 12 switches, dimmer switches. They cost $25 each, but we're also going to subtract. She has 2 duplex switches that cost $9 each that she's returning, and they're giving her credit. So we're going to subtract that, right? So she bought some stuff, but she returned some stuff. So they take away the stuff that she returned. So we end up with some equation like this. Okay, so order of operation, we're going to deal with the multiplication, this one, and this one, before we deal with the subtraction next. So we say 12 times 25, which is $300. And then we say 2 times 9, which is $800. And then we say 300 times 18, which would give you $282. And that should be it. All right, that looks good. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So we move on to a masonry contractor is preparing an estimate for building a stone wall and a gate. He estimates that the job will take a 40-hour work week. He plans to have 2 laborers at $12 per hour and 3 masons at $25 per hour. He needs $3,259 worth of materials and wishes to make a profit of $400. Write a mathematical statement that will give the estimated cost of the job, then calculate this total. Okay, so let's see how much all this is going to cost. I'm going to try to keep this simple. There are more advanced ways of writing this down, but hopefully this will make sense. Okay, so we have 40 hours. Now there's a couple of ways to write it. I'm going to write it with parentheses, which is a little more complicated looking, then I'll write it without parentheses. Hopefully this will make sense, right? So you have 40 hours work week. So it says a 40-hour work week. So you're going to have 2, so we have 40 hours. We have 2 laborers, and they make $12 per hour. So 2 times 12, right? Plus, we have 3 masons that make $25 per hour, which would be 3 masons times the $25 per hour. So this right here in the parentheses, that's how much everything costs per hour as far as the wages people are earning, right? And then we multiply that by the amount of time, which is 40 hours. Okay. Now, if you just wanted to separate this into 40 hours times 2 laborers times 12 plus 40 hours times 3 laborers times 25, that's true too. That's fine, right? Now, once you figure out the labor cost, you want to add in the material cost to find out the total cost of this job. So then you're going to add in the $3,259, right? So that's the labor cost over here, okay? $3,259. Okay, now Also, you want to make a $400 profit, right? So if you had this, if this was you were the contractor here and you charged this much, you would break even, right? You would literally pay for the materials, you would pay your masons and your laborers, but then you'd make zero profit. You wouldn't make any money, right? You yourself wouldn't make any money. Okay, so what we want to do is we also want to add in how much money you make to this, which is the extra $400. The amount of money you make for this, which is which is another $400. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to use a calculator on this one, but let's see how far I go without using a calculator. Okay, so we say 40, 2 times. It's easy to do the first one, which is just within the parenthesis. By the way, that's one of the reasons you might want to set it up this way, right? So 2 times 12. So within the parenthesis, we would do this first. This is kind of the better way to do it. It groups better, but this is an alternative, which is okay. So I'm just going to use this one. Okay, so this is 40 times, and we simplify within the parenthesis. 2 times 12 is 24, and 3 times 25 is 75. Okay. Okay. And then you just rewrite the rest of the equation without changing anything. So the rest is just rewriting it. So we're just simplifying it inside the parentheses first. We're just doing PIMDOS. PIMDOS. So I know that looks like an A. There we go. Okay, now we're saying 24 plus 25. That gives me a 99. We're done with the simplifying within the parenthesis. We say 40 times 99. So that would give me a 3960, I think, plus 3,259 plus 400. And I'm purposely trying to do only one step at a time. So we did the parenthesis first. There were no exponents. There was multiplication, but we did it now. There's no more multiplication, right? So we said 40 times 99, and everything else is addition. There's no division, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're doing addition or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. There's no subtraction, there's only addition. Cool. Now they want to know the total cost of this. And when we add everything together, we get $7,619. That's it.